Hey there, my name is Taylor and this is a recap of my first ever cyclocross race. My brother and I have done plenty of crit races this past year. We also did a couple road rides and some gravel rides, and we reached the end of our season and we were looking for something new to do, so we signed up for the Creek Cross cyclocross race in Garland, Texas. Neither of us had ever done a cyclocross event before. In fact, this was our first time even on a course like this. We warmed up maybe 10 or 15 minutes before the race started and we were able to get in about half of a lap. So we hadn't even done the entire course yet. But we were looking for something new and this looked like fun, so we decided to try it out. I'm going to show the entire footage from the first lap, and then after that it's going to be some clips of highlights, but I wanted to show the entire course and how I navigated and the people in front of me. I say how I navigated. I don't know what I'm doing here. This is my first time, but I thought it was interesting to see, how different people handle the corners and ups and downs and dirt and all that stuff. So our expectation going into this was that there might be some barriers for us to jump over. We're probably going to get a little dirty and we might crash, maybe. We ended up not crashing, so that's good. And there actually weren't any barriers on this course. It was very technical, lots of turns. You can see basically the entire time it's like turn, speed up, slow down, turn, over and over again. And there wasn't a lot of mud on the course either. We did get a little dirty, but it's not like a big pit of mud or anything like that. So not quite what we were expecting from the cyclocross experience in that regard, but the course itself was a lot of fun, very technical, lots of work on the bike maneuvering, bike handling. It was kind of like a clinic, basically, of how to handle your bike, and a ton of fun. You can see here, there's this hairpin corner at the far edge of the course where we have to go around a tree. This is a common choke point, lap after lap after lap. You'd end up behind somebody going through this a little slower or having to put a foot down or something. It's kind of hard to tell on the video, but there's a bunch of mulch here, so very soft ground, easy to lose traction on, and you want to play it safe. So my goal was to not crash and try to avoid putting my foot down more often than I need to, partly just to be more comfortable on the bike, but also because I'm running speed play pedals and I'm not very good at clipping into them. So I bought the pedals because they were on sale. Great deal for power meter pedals. But I think next time I do this event, I'm gonna do SPDs or even platforms, maybe. Something that's a lot easier to step on and off so that I don't have to try to stay clipped in the whole time, because I found out it's actually really useful to be able to put your foot down around some of these corners to like pivot, or even just give yourself a little more confidence that you can lean far or go a little faster without having to worry about tumbling over and breaking a collarbone or something like that. So you may be able to see here down in the bottom right, my heart rate's above 160, which is pretty high for me, like thresholds 160 to 170. And this event turned out to be an amazing workout for me, because normally I have a hard time getting myself into the threshold level, but I wasn't even thinking about it. I've never or rarely looked down at my cycle computer or really at anything other than the course in front of me, because I feel like every time I did, I would have to quickly redirect my attention back to the course in order to not crash or not run into somebody or something like that. So this really took all of my attention, and it was super fun to learn the course and try to hang. All I'm doing here is trying to hang on the guy's wheel in front of me and just not cause any problems on the course. Again, this is the first time I'm doing this, so I don't want to be a new guy who messes it up for everybody else. So just trying to keep the wheels down and stay on the guy in front of me. And this event doesn't really play to my strengths. I'm typically a road rider and typically doing more endurance events, and this is a really short, 20-30 minute event, and it's basically on a mountain bike course. So 0 for 2 for me there. But you got this little straightaway across the back, and then you turn around and have another straightaway on the tarmac. So those were the areas where I thought, yeah, I can put some watts down and try to make up some of the time I've lost on all these corners. And it worked okay for me. I passed a couple people here and there, but I was surprised at how difficult it was to pass people on this course. And then you see this guy to the right of me passes me no problem, passes the guy in front of me no problem. So I learned that you got to be a little aggressive to make those passes, or you got to look for opportune moments on the course where it's easier to make a pass. Like I said, this hairpin around the tree was a frequent bottleneck. So again, another bottleneck there. And yeah, you know, there were a couple points on the track where it opened up a little bit. So I was actually able to pass somebody here, really just trying to keep the wheel of the guy in front of me, but we both passed somebody. And then, like I mentioned, this backstretch straight away, put down some watts, and I'm able to get around somebody. So I'm able to, you know, play to my strengths a little bit there. As I mentioned earlier, I have a hard time clipping into these speed play pedals, and right there I was not able to clip in, and my brother zoomed past me on the left because I only had 1 foot on the pedals. And here I am again trying to put down some watts on the back straight, getting up to like 800 or something, so having fun on the tarmac. And yeah, just having a good time, enjoying myself, and then I get passed by a guy in a dinosaur costume or unicorn or something, and it was the day after Halloween, so that was awesome to see people out here in costume. And here I am almost crashing around that hairpin, so very nearly tipped the bike over, but didn't fall over. And then this guy ran into one of the barriers, so he had to get that set back up so that the course stayed put. I'm glad it wasn't me that did that, but no big deal either way. Also, I was really surprised and delighted that I ended up getting lapped, but the person at the front of the race was really nice and called out that he was passing, so let him go. He's wearing a luchador mask, which was awesome. And here we are back at the hairpin. Just again, bottleneck. It's tough to get through there when there's other people on the course. One of the things I really enjoyed about this cyclocross event, and I assume most cyclocross events, is that the course kind of developed as the night went on. So it got darker, and the course got more like dirt and mud in it, and it wasn't static the whole time. So that was a lot of fun to experience that. Anyway, like I said, had a great time, great workout for me. Really looking forward to doing more of these cyclocross events. And if you're out in Garland or nearby, please come on over to the Creek Cross. I won't be winning any of the races, but I'll be out there having a great time. So hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next one.